Today we're going to be going over some of the best solo wide receiver drills that you can do that do not require a partner. So the first drill, you need 4 cones set up just in a straight line, and we're going to be working on my crossover move. So a crossover move is something you can use when you're facing like press coverage, for example. Let's say I have a DB who's like inside shade press. Let's say, for example, I have to run a fade route. I don't want to just take off and go run to the outside because he's going to get right into my hip and force me to the sideline, not giving the quarterback enough room to fade me open. So what I'd want to do is I could give him a crossover move where I step in the direction I want to go first, but it is a short step inside my frame, and I push off of that first cut to sell to the inside, threaten his leverage, maybe get him to hold to the inside, so when I push up vertical, I give my quarterback space to fade me open. I just take off and run. So this drill works on that type of move. So all you're gonna do, and we're gonna show this how this should look full speed in a second, you're just gonna be hands, feet working on one side of the cone line, I guess you could say, and you're gonna step quick, not a big step. It is a quick step down, push over the line of cones, and come back, 1, 2, come back, 1, 2, and then we're gonna burst up vertical. So I'll show you guys how this should look full speed. You wanna work about 4 sets of this on each side. So this next drill is going to be working on something called a trigger step, and you getting your hips out of a break like a curl route, comeback route, or even a 90-degree dig route. So let's say, for example, the quarterback's over here to my left. I got to run like a comeback route, right? So I'm breaking towards the sideline, which is towards the camera. So I burst up, and as soon as I get to that break point, something that gets me into the break is called a trigger step. So a trigger step usually will be with my inside foot. If I have an outside breaking route where I drop violently, this is the trigger step. Now, after the trigger, the steps after this break matter. That's what helps me get out of this break. So we snap, the second step should pivot, third step should hook, and that gets my hips flipped out of this break so I could get out on a sharp angle and at a smoother angle. So that's what this drill is ultimately going to be working on. So you need 3 cones for this drill. You need a starting point, and the trigger step is going to be on your third step. So you're going to start out here, left foot's going to be up, set, go. All we're doing is we're bursting up, 1, 2, on the third step, we're gonna drop my hips, trying to bring my chin to my knee. Then my second step, we were trying to flip my hips towards this cone set up about 3 to 4 yards to my left. So we snap down, pivot, hook, and just coming to balance. Then you're gonna reset. Then we got the exact same thing to the next cone, set, go, 1, 2, but instead of stopping and just flipping my hips, we're actually gonna drive out of this break. We're gonna snap, we're gonna pivot, hook, push off of the hook step, and burst out of this thing. So it works on us dropping my hips to change direction, dropping my hips to slow me down, but the pivot and hook step to get my hips flipped out of this break. So we're gonna show you how this should look full speed. Now, before we get into this drill full speed, you guys, if you are a wide receiver and you would like me to conduct a custom workout plan for you to follow, check out that very first link in the description below for our new custom workout plan service. What you can do as a wide receiver is submit film to me, and don't worry, we give you instructions on what type of film we're looking for, different routes we want to see, releases we want to see, etc. Or you could send in game film, and what I'll do is I'll analyze your film, give you audio and video feedback on where you need to improve, and then make a plan specifically for those areas. So guys, if that sounds like something of interest to you, it's a full 2-month-long gym and on-field plan. Check out that very first link in the description below. We'd love to get you on that. Let's get back to this video. Now this next drill is going to be working on our 90-degree cuts and a rocker step cut at the top of this break. So you need 4 cones set up, evenly spaced about 5 to 6 yards apart. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start out, this has nothing to do with where a quarterback would be, this is a solo drill, this is specifically for the steps of the drill. You're gonna start out with your right foot up, and from cone to cone, so from cone 1, cone 2, and cone 3 at the very top, we're only taking 3 steps. Set, go, we come off. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. Right on the third step, we're gonna make this hard indicator cut. That's essentially a cut that you guys would use on like a post route, a corner route, or maybe an out route where you have a DB who's man coverage right on your hip. You cut and we want to leave him. It's not a speed cut. We're not rounding the cut. I'm not dropping my hips. It's just 1 cut and we're out of this thing, okay? So it's 1, 2, 3. As soon as we cut, we are pushing off of this, and this next step counts as one of our 3 steps to the next cone. So that's 1, 2, 3. As soon as I cut off of this one again, I am pushing. The whole reason we count the first step out of it is to make sure as a receiver, when I cut, I'm pushing off of the break. So we cut here, push off, 1, 2, 3. It's the same first step, but then we're gonna be faking like I'm running that 90-degree cut, that out route, that dig route, however you wanna think of it. Put the brakes on with the right foot, and then I'm out working that rocker step cut. When we use a rocker step, which is essentially like if I'm running a post in this direction, a rocker step is where I step in the direction I'm going first. So I go 1, 2. We wanna make it look like any other route. I'm trying to pair my routes together, so that's why we do this drill. The first step of that rocker step looks exactly like the first cut and the second cut, and that's what makes a great route runner, is they're able to pair their routes, pair their releases, and pair their moves together to show you how this drill should look full speed. Oh. Now this next drill is going to be a catching drill that wide receivers can do without a quarterback. What you need is you need a towel and you need some type of bottle of water. You could also do this with like a bucket of water, whatever the case may be. But what you're going to do, and this is going to be for your grip strength, is as a wide receiver when we catch, there's two ways to work on my catching ability when I don't have a quarterback to throw to me. I could do like solo tennis ball drills where I'm bouncing a tennis ball off a wall. I have to catch, working different variations of that, tossing it over your head, whatever it is. And then you work on your grip strength, because grip strength will help you make those catches over the middle. You want a strong catch point, you want natural hands on this catch, and having a strong grip aids with that process. So this drill is strictly for grip strength. So what you're going to do, you can put this towel on the ground, you get this bottle of water, and all you're going to do is you're going to just wet the towel, right? So you make that towel as wet as you can, dunking it in a thing of water, dunking it in a bowl of water, whatever it is. Then you're going to grab this towel, and what you're going to do is in your fingers, just like this, you're going to roll this towel up into a ball in the middle of your hand, and you are only using your fingers rolling this up. The reason why we make it wet is because it adds a little bit of resistance to this, and you're going to feel this in your grip, in your hand, and this is a very easy way that you can improve hand strength and grip strength. So I recommend probably doing about, I would say, 10 reps where you bring the ball up into a ball, let it go, bring it back up again, do 5 on the right hand and then 5 on the left hand, and then maybe re-wet the towel and do that 2 to 3 more times. So you're working 15 sets of that curl up into your hand, okay, you guys? Now, also, if you're a wide receiver and you maybe want some more solo catching drills that you could do, things that you could do without a quarterback, without a partner, check out that second link in the description below where you could get access to a 30-day long wide receiver catching program. It's 30 days of daily exercise that wide receivers can do without a quarterback for their hand-eye coordination and grip strength, all mapped out into a plan. Monday you're doing this, Tuesday you're doing that, and trust me guys, it's one of the fastest ways that you can improve your hands. So check out that second link in the description below if that's of interest to you.